Three, two, one. Turn this on. People are going back to the office whether they like it or not. Some companies are going work from home, some are offering a hybrid system, and others are saying go to the office or go elsewhere. But whether you're working from home, the office, the train, or Saint-Tropez, you're gonna find this video useful because I'm gonna be showing off my favorite tech that I use on almost a daily basis. Most of which are under $100, but all of which are great to travel with. Now, we're not sponsored by any of the brands shown in this video, we're just big fans of the products they make. Before we start, if this is your first time on the channel, my name is Robin, and here at GetConnected, we love talking about all things tech. So if you're into that sort of thing, make sure you hit like and subscribe and stick around to the end of the video because you're not going to want to miss what we have to show. If you work a typical desk job, there's a good chance you spend upwards of 5 hours a day at your desk. So it's actually not as hard as you might think to develop conditions such as carpal tunnel syndrome. Now, the Logitech Lift Ergonomic mouse is designed to fit the natural resting position of your arms so as to not create any strain on your wrist. Not only is it comfortable to use throughout the day thanks to its soft texture, it also has 4 programmable buttons that you can customize using the free Logi Options Plus app. I really like using this mouse. I'm on my computer nearly all day most days, and it has genuinely relieved wrist strain. And for under $100, this one is an absolute no-brainer. Active noise cancelling headphones are a must if you plan on working from airports, cafes, or to even drown out loud coworkers. And I stress headphones because the over-the-ear kind are much more comfortable to wear for longer periods of time. Now, the ones I'm talking about today are my own personal Soundcore Life Q30s. I bought these just earlier this year because I was going to be taking a long-haul flight and I wanted something comfortable that had ANC and was wireless but had an aux in. But most importantly, wasn't going to break the bank. So initially I was looking at the Q35s, but these have 90% of the features that the Q35s have for literally half the price. And also the battery life is insane. I've only charged these once since getting them about 3 months ago, and I just could not recommend them more. They come with a neat little carrying case, and you can add your own customizations using the Soundcore app. Honestly, for under $100, you cannot go wrong. This is an absolute must for anyone that works primarily off of a laptop. Well, actually, this is a must for pretty much everyone. Instead of having multiple chargers for all of your devices, consolidate them down into one charger. This is the UGreen 100-watt GaN Charger, and literally it is the only charger I use for work. It's capable of fast charging my MacBook Pro along with my other devices, and the size is a fraction of the original charger my MacBook came with. Now, there are many brands out there making GaN chargers, many of which have a higher output than 100 watts. So if you need something with a little more power, you can do your research, but I personally use the UGreen GaN Charger every day, and I could not recommend it more. It has 3 USB-C ports on the front, the top 2 of which are capable of outputting 100 watts, and a USB-A port down below. Plus it has some nice retractable prongs, so this thing plugs straight into the wall. This just lives in my tech pouch, and I would not go anywhere without it. Next on the list is the Rode NT USB Mini. Now, we've spoken a lot about this microphone here on the channel, so I'm not going to go too deeply into it. But if you want to know more about it, we did a whole video comparing it to the Joby Wavo Pod. So check that video out to see how it did. Little spoiler, but there's a reason why this is on the list and the Joby isn't. With the arrival of USB-C, we started to see the disappearance of ports on laptops, which was a trade I didn't realize we were making. So while Apple has reintroduced the HDMI and the SD card slot back on their MacBook Pros, the Air and a lot of other new laptops are still stuck with USB-C ports and nothing else. That's why USB-C hubs are still relevant. And the one I'd recommend getting is the Belkin Usbc Multimedia Hub. I use this primarily with Windows laptops because it features a HDMI port, 2 USB-C ports, an SD card slot, a power delivery port that's capable of 60 watts, and a 1 gigabit Ethernet port. Now, it's definitely on the pricier end of things, but it's built like an absolute tank, so there are no worries about throwing this in a backpack when traveling. So that's pretty much everything I use for work, both every day and for traveling. Not including my laptop and other devices, but if you'd be interested in seeing what my full setup is like, let me know in the comments. There is one device that we haven't mentioned that's really transforming the way that we work while traveling, and that's the Metaquest 2, but it's not under $100, and we have a full video exploring it coming out next week. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on it, because I promise you, you will not want to. Let me know if you have any great tech you use for work and travel. I'd love to hear all about it. But until next time, I'm Robin, and I'll see you in the next one.